What's up, Cowboys Nation? We all know the Dallas Cowboys are in a critical offseason, making moves, handling contract talks, and trying to build a roster that can compete for a championship. The goal? Getting better in every phase of the game. And one area that definitely needs attention is the defense, especially at the cornerback position after losing Jordan Lewis. Before we break everything down, do me a favor. Smash that like button and hit subscribe so you don't miss any of the latest Cowboys news. Let's get into it. There are two big defensive storylines that have dominated this offseason so far. The Micah Parsons contract situation. Will he get the massive extension he wants? 2. The departure of DeMarcus Lawrence, a former leader on defense who is now with Seattle. While Parsons' contract extension has gotten most of the headlines, there's another key loss that isn't being talked about enough. Jordan Lewis leaving. For the Jacksonville Jaguars, Lewis played a crucial role in the secondary, and now the Cowboys have a major hole at slot corner. Right now, Keeman Hall is the next man up, but can he really be trusted to fill that role full-time? Bleacher Report's Mo Moton thinks the Cowboys should look at free agent cornerback Mike Hilton as a potential solution. For those who don't know, Mike Hilton is a veteran slot corner who spent the last few seasons with the Cincinnati Bengals. He's a smart, physical player who can hold his own in coverage and also make a difference in run defense, something the Cowboys desperately need. Moton argues that Hilton would bring toughness and experience to Dallas's secondary, with the spotlight. On running backs last year, Hilton should be in demand because of his tackling ability. Teams need reinforcements in the run defense against star ball carriers like Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, Bijan Robinson, and Josh Jacobs. Hilton isn't just a coverage guy, he's also an underrated tackler who can help stop the run. That's something the Cowboys have struggled with for years, and it showed up again last season. In Matt Eberflus's new defensive system, having a strong slot corner who can step up in the run game is crucial. Hilton could provide that. But should Dallas make a move? Let's break it down. Keeman Hall, currently listed as the top slot corner but has little experience. Darren Bland, one of the best young corners in the league, but he thrives on the outside. Israel Mukuamu, versatile, but better suited as a safety. Right now, the Cowboys' best option might be to sign a veteran like Hilton to bring stability to the position. If they don't, they could look for a replacement in the NFL draft, but rookie corners often take time to adjust to the NFL speed, something that could be risky in a win-now season. Now let's shift gears a bit because we can't talk about the Cowboys' defense without mentioning Micah Parsons. Will the Cowboys finally get a deal done? Executive VP Stephen Jones recently spoke about the situation, saying he feels good about how things are progressing. We've got a great working relationship with Micah and think the world of him. We've had good visits with him and feel good about where we're headed. However, no official contract offer has been made yet, and some fans are starting to worry. Dallas has a history of waiting too long to extend its star players. Just look at how things played out with Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb. Jones defended the Cowboys' approach, saying, "We've done early extensions before, and we've waited until the end to do them. A lot of it depends on the negotiation itself." That's fine, but here's the problem. The longer Dallas waits, the more expensive it gets. With Max Crosby and Myles Garrett recently signing massive extensions, Parsons' price tag has skyrocketed. The belief is that he wants something close to $200 million, which would make him the highest-paid defensive player in the NFL. Parsons has said in the past that he's not necessarily prioritizing being the highest paid, but let's be real. He's going to get a monster deal. He's entering the final year of his rookie contract and is set to make $24 million in 2025 on his fifth-year option. Last season, despite missing some games, he still put up elite numbers: 43 total tackles, 12 tackles for loss, 12 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. That's why the Cowboys can't afford to mess this up. So let's put everything together. The Cowboys need to replace Jordan Lewis. Should they sign Mike Hilton or trust Keeman Hall? The Micah Parsons contract situation is still up in the air. Will Dallas step up and pay him? Dallas has the talent to compete, but they can't afford to ignore these key areas. If they fix the slot corner situation and lock in Parsons long-term, this defense has the potential to be elite. Let's rewind for a second and talk about how we got here. Cowboys fans will remember that in 2023, Prescott was playing at an elite level. He led the NFL in touchdown passes, finished second in MVP voting, and had Dallas looking like a true Super Bowl contender. But 2024 was a completely different story. The offense was inconsistent and lacked reliable weapons. The defense, while still solid, wasn't as dominant as it needed to be, and then came the worst-case scenario. Prescott suffered a serious hamstring injury. Now, this wasn't just any hamstring injury. Dak completely tore the tendon off the bone, which required season-ending surgery. That's a brutal injury for any athlete, but for a 32-year-old quarterback who relies on mobility, that's a massive concern moving forward. Since then, he's been working tirelessly in rehab, and Cowboys fans everywhere have been asking the same question: will he be ready for the 2025 season? Stephen Jones provides encouraging update on Dak's rehab now for some good news straight from the Cowboys front office. Cowboys EVP. Stephen Jones recently spoke with The Athletic about Prescott's recovery, and here's what he had to say. Dak's doing great. He's coming along. He's very thrilled with where he is, and I know the trainers are too. I feel like he's doing a hell of a job. That's exactly what we wanted to hear. Jones also mentioned that Dak will have some limitations early in the offseason program, but emphasized again that Prescott is thrilled with his progress. He'll have some limitations, but again, he's thrilled with where he is. Translation: the rehab is going well, but he's not 100% yet. This is a critical offseason for the Cowboys, and having their leader back at full strength is priority number one. But as good as this update sounds, there are still major concerns. And it's not just about Prescott's health. Have the Cowboys done enough to help Dak? Here's where things get frustrating. Even if Dak comes back fully healthy, has this front office done enough to put him in the best position to succeed? If we look at the Cowboys' offseason moves, here's what they've done so far on offense. Javonte Williams, RB, a talented back but has struggled with injuries. Miles Sanders, RB, coming off a rough season in Carolina. Paris Campbell, WR, a depth receiver, not a game changer. Robert Jones, OL, a decent signing but not a major upgrade. And that's pretty much it. Now, let's talk about what they haven't done. No true WR2 to pair with CeeDee Lamb, no major upgrades on the offensive line, no real solution at running back after losing Tony Pollard. This offense still has major holes, especially at running back. Who's the lead back? Is it Williams, Sanders, a rookie? Wide receiver. CD is a superstar, but who's stepping up behind him? Offensive line. Can they protect Dak, especially coming off an injury? Simply put, this roster does not look better than last year's, and that should concern every Cowboys fan. The pressure on the Cowboys front office. This is where things get real. With Prescott coming off this injury, Dallas should be doing everything possible to make life easier for him, because if they don't, it won't matter if he's at full strength or not, he'll be set up to fail. The Cowboys front office has already faced criticism for waiting too long on contract extensions for key players, not being aggressive enough in free agency, letting key veterans walk without adequate replacements. If Dallas doesn't address these issues in the NFL draft, this team could be in serious trouble next season, and that brings us to the biggest question of all. All right, Cowboys Nation, now it's your turn. What do you think? Should Dallas sign Mike Hilton to replace Jordan Lewis, or should they give Keeman Hall a shot? Are you worried about Micah Parsons' contract situation? Should Dallas pay him now before the price goes up even more? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let's talk about it. And before you go, smash that like button and hit subscribe so you never miss an update. We've got more Cowboys news coming your way, and you don't want to miss it. Let's go, Cowboys Nation!